Hi, I'm Andy Osterfield, developer of Drywall Easy Estimate, and I've also worked in commercial suspender seal and drylining contracting for over 30 years. Here I'm going to show you the key features of Drywall Easy Estimate and how it can cut your estimating time in half. Firstly, as you can see here, Drywall Easy Estimate won't take you ages to find your way around because it uses the Microsoft Excel format you should already be familiar with. Secondly, unlike other generic estimating software, Drywall Easy Estimate won't take you forever to set up, as it already contains over 70 specifications and a library of over 500 sealing and drylining rates. With so many base rates to choose from, you need to be able to find the system you want easily. So we have here this Add New Worksheet button. We click on that, new window pops up, and we can scroll down and see all the specifications that we may need to select from. On this occasion, I want a 92mm classic partition. I'm going to select that. The software is going to create a copy of the original base rate, so I'm going to rename this one number 1, add worksheet and finish, and on screen you'll see we have a copy of the original base rate. Go to our bill of quants. I would normally copy and paste the bill item description onto the head of our rate build-up. Back to the bill of quants, you can see the first item we're going to price is a 2.7 metre high partition. The rate at the moment is built upon 3 metres, so we changed to 2.7 in this box here. And then most of the items we're going to need to select to make this project specific are in this column here. So if we assume from our K10 we've found out that this is a 25mm fire rate deflection head, what we're going to need here is 2 FS fire strips. We don't need a shallow head track. We do need a deep. We don't need extra deep. We need 2 cardboard head strips. We don't need a timber head plate this time. We do need flat straps for deflection head. We don't need a timber sole plate. We've got within here 4 of the typical board types that we might find we require. On this occasion, you can see from the description we've got 2 layers 12.5 sound block each side of the studs. So we need no wallboard, 4 layers of 12.5 sound block, no 15mm sound block, no Duraline. Scroll down, we've got studs at 600 centres, 2 layers of 3mm skim finish, one to either side. If we want to make our rate even more specific, say if we had a 2.4 metre ceiling height and we decide we want to include skim into 2.5 and then fire tape above, we can just type in the skim height we want in there, and that will include skim to 2.5 and fire tape above. We've got the option of including the corner beads within the rate or separately, so we're going to assume they're measured separately. Take that out. The base rate is set up with 25mm insulation at the moment, but as with the wall boards and any other items, these can be switched over, as all the items in the material common description are linked through to the material price schedule, which is over here, and they're all really easy to switch over. Scrolling down, if we need to include door openers within our rate, we can do, but I'm assuming this time that again they're measured separately. As all the T's and abutments are measured separately, I'm going to reduce the waste factor on my studs. Back to my bill. Click in there, equals. Scroll down here. I've got the option of inserting my rate as a linear metre or square metre. This time we need a linear metre. So you see the second item we need is a 3 metre partition. It's another place where Drywall Easy Estimate comes into its own. We can produce a second rate just by copying and pasting our first rows that make up our first 2.7 metre high partition rate, inserting those in here, And if we now change the height over from 2.73 metres, we now have a rate for a 3 metre high partition. Set the location again. Back to our project rate. Click on there. And there we're set up. So you see here we've got abutments measured separately. Select equals again. As we scroll down below all our rates, you'll see here we've got T's, crosses, corners, abutments, fair ends, door openings. These are all measured separately, and the library also includes all the associated items you'll need, like mattresses, builders' works, etc. So we're looking for abutments for a 92 mustard this time. It's in there. So we've got our first 3 bill items priced in there. If we go back to our rate build-up, look here. First of all, this column is what contains our labour rates. Now you don't need to change labour rates on individual sheets, though you can do. They all link in from a main labour rate schedule here. This row is where the active cells link to these rates. We've got 3 alternatives. Some of you may work in different parts of the country where labour is more expensive, or you may do different types of work where you have an incremental increase, i.e. housing or offices. You can set up to 3 sets of labour rates here, cut and paste whichever ones you need into the estimate, and they'll be read by the rate specifications here. This is our material column. So these material rates generally feed in from our material price schedule here. The column on the left here is the active cells. So again, these all feed into the rates. But what we have is a comprehensive price list. The red columns here are British Gypsum. Next to it you've got Knauf, Siniat in green, and we've also even got Tradeline and Speedline non-branded metals. There's a lot of rates here, but they're really easy to keep up to speed, up to date. With being Excel, all you can do is you can cut and paste all the descriptions and rates columns onto a separate spreadsheet. You can send that through to your distributor, get them to fill it in for you and send it back, and then you can paste it back into your Drywall Easy Estimate so that your rates are always up to date. The other option we've got with Drywall Easy Estimate is to switch from one manufacturer to another. So you see at the moment the specifications are built upon British Gypsum. We're going to go down the Knauf rates here. We're going to copy these cells. We're going to paste those on the left hand side into the active cells. So if we go back to our rate build-ups we've done previously, you'll notice whereas these previously were on British Gypsum sound block, they've now been changed over to Knauf, as have all the material rates at the price list. So we've now got a Knauf specification. Might need 1 or 2 little bits of tweaking, things like FS5 strip taken out, but very easy to do. This is a great tool for repricing a project quickly if you want to check which manufacturer is cheapest overall, or how much you can save switching to non-branded metals. You'll also see on our rate build-up sheet here we've got a column here for increases on materials. We've got a labour markup column, and then if we scroll down a bit, here we've got locations where material increases on all materials can be added in, percentage increases for prelims, our profit margins added on here, and main contractors discount there. All of those items can be changed from a central change markups button. So we click on that, a new pop-up window opens. You see at the moment this job's set up on a 15% profit, 2.5% main contractors discount. You can change any of those in there. We've got a prelims option, so we could include percentage for prelims within our rates. On this occasion I'm going to assume they're in a separate schedule. We have labour here, so if you're directly employing your fixers and you need to include something for national insurance or even holiday pay, you could do it here. Alternatively, if you use subcontractors, you may just want to allow the contingency in case you can't get the job done for your main rates. So on this occasion I'm going to assume I may need a 10% contingency. I can do similarly for finishing trades such as plastering and taping, so I'm going to allow 12% in there. Rather than including a ballpark figure of 5% play for all materials, I'm going to assume this time I know we're making fixed prices to it and I know what increases are coming up, so I can include 6% just on plasterboards. I'll say 12% on drywall metals and 8% on insulation. And down the bottom here we're including a figure for scaffold and plant. This is worked out by taking the amount of labour within a rate, dividing it by a typical labour rate per hour, £15, and including a figure in there, in this case 10 pence per hour of labour. Click Save Changes there. Go back to our rates. We can now see we've got material increases applied to the materials in this column. We've got uplifts for labour in this column here, and our other markups have been added to the bottom right here. So these rates are linked to a bill of quantities. The bill of quantities is then linked into an offer letter, which I normally set up on Excel as well. So the whole project will link through there and give me an offer letter. So you can see there we've got £2,282.76. But having priced it once, if we find out we're out on the job, we want to tighten our belt, we can put 10% markup in there instead, save changes, back to our offer letter, and the whole job's been repriced all the way through. Employing an estimator can easily cost your company 30 to 40,000 a year, so halving your estimating time with Drywall Easy Estimate can easily save you 15 to 20,000 per estimator, as well as helping your estimating team produce quicker, more accurate estimates and helping you win more work. If you want to see for yourself how much time and money Drywall Easy Estimate can save you, then download your free trial from our website www.drywall-easy-estimate.co.uk.